but it doesn't need to be thrown in my face in that manner. And that's that old school thought. And like I said, this was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of like I see that guy walking down the street and I'm like, work, girl. I'm like, go ahead. I'm like, work, girl.
I used to feel that way too, you know, and I'm a younger gay man. I battled that growing up. I thought that I've never had an issue with saying that I'm gay. I've always been, you know, I'm gay. You know, I never knew the language of it because I grew up in the Caribbean just as you did.
Right.
I never knew the language of being called gay. You get called bati boy,
anti-man.
Anti-man.
Yeah, I mean, it's
You
really
know,
bad. It's
yeah,
like
it's
really,
but I never.
it's pretty ugly.
I never understood those terms. I didn't know what those terms meant. I just thought, oh, well, that's what they call me because I'm this way, and I would start to put on a show because one, I like a spotlight.
But weren't you like bullied in school or anything because of the fact that you were different, because of the fact that you were called anti-man or batty boy or, you know, any of those derogatory terms in the Caribbean? Because that's what I remember as being the consequences of being different were.
I have to say, like, the school I grew up in was completely homophobic. And that, I mean, I was called a faggot all the time. And in America, like, that's, you just did not want to be called a faggot.
Right.
You know, and being called those derogatory terms, you want to be able to fit in with your peers. And so, especially at that time when you're so young and vulnerable, you do what you have to like hide yourself and not get called and not let people think that you're a faggot.
And you knew at that age what being a faggot was. You knew
right.
that.
And I knew that I was.
You knew that that's what it meant.
Oh, so
I
you
knew that
knew.
I was gay.
It's gonna sound so awful and so horrible. I'm gonna say this out loud, but I am. Growing up through high school, I played football. I played water polo. I had girlfriends. I had
a different girlfriend every week trying to hide it.
Yeah, I had.
But
yeah.
I knew I was
I didn't know. It really didn't register with me at all. Like up until I turned maybe about 21, 22, didn't register with me. And then when I made the phone call to a couple of my really good friends in high school, I'm like, hello, yeah, this is Artist. I've got something to tell you. Are you sitting down? Artist, you calling to tell you you're gay, I'm busy. And I'm like, yeah, how did you know? Like, we all knew that you were gay. Next friend, I'm like, hey, it's me, man. What's up? How you doing? Just want to let you know, I got some. Like, are you calling to tell me you're gay? I already knew you were gay. Artist, get off my phone. Like, guys, girls, everyone, all of my close friends knew. I had no idea. Like, I was
no idea.
I was oblivious to it all.
So you weren't trying to, like, Eric had a different girlfriend every week.
I did overcompensate. I did overcompensate. Now that I look back in retrospect, I overcompensate.
How did you feel when you suddenly realized you were gay? Like, and what made you separate from not being able to realize that you were gay at that time? Like, was it the societal norms that
I don't think it was
you have to be this or you have to be that, or?
We were having a discussion earlier, it was off camera, but we were having a discussion about being like pansexual and all that other good stuff. I kind of think that everyone is. I think
absolutely. It's a spectrum.
Right.
It's a spectrum. I think that everyone just falls into that spectrum. Some are more one way, some are more the other way, some fall in between. In my mind, I was just being me. I dressed the way I dressed because I was me. I did what I did because I was me. There was nothing about it to me that was gay. But apparently to every single friend I had growing up, they were all like, you're gay. And I'm like, but I had a girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, we knew you had a girlfriend. We knew you were gay, and we thought like how
we were just waiting for you to catch up.
Yeah,
I think you're lucky because for me it wasn't even an option. I mean, the fear was so great of being hurt, of being ostracized, all of that. That I mean, and I went to school in Canada. I lived in North America, from the time I was a young teen. But it took me moving to New York and like a marriage to a woman later at the age of, and then moving to New York at 27 to realize then that it was an option.
What was
so
an
it
option?
was never an option for you?
No.
Before that?
No.
See, I felt the same way too growing up in my household. I was like, this is not an option. I either have to run away or I have to pretend.
Now, I never even entertained the idea.
Oh,
like
you never even thought to be your authentic self?
No, I think I randomly like to have a little bit of sex with boys and all that stuff. And,
but did you?
But it was wrong. It was And it was just not a life option.
But did you know that you were gay? Did you know I'm gay, but I can't
No,
I can't live
no
this
way.
way?
I didn't. Until I came and moved to New York, was the first time I thought that I was getting permission to actually even consider the fact that I was gay. I mean, and it went through first I was bisexual, and then, you know, I thought, oh, I couldn't even have a relationship with a man. I could have sex with a man, but I couldn't have a relationship with them. But the whole idea of like coming out, and I just thought it was like ludicrous.
Wow.
Right.
You know, but that was instilled in me from a really young age.
Absolutely. You know, when a few years ago, when DOMA finally came through, it was in June. It was right before Pride that year, and I was an extra on The Normal Heart, and we found out on set that DOMA was repealed, and for the first time in my life, I finally had a moment where I was like, marriage is an option.
Right.
Yeah.
Marriage is now I could get married. You know, like when the gay marriage bill passed, I suddenly realized I could get married.
Right.
And for the first time, I literally was so overwhelmed with this emotion of that was never even an option before. I had never even thought that could happen. And then all of a sudden, I realized if a guy asked me to marry him today, we could go get married.
I find that so fascinating because just hearing your stories, I never, ever had that thought in my mind. I've never had a personal struggle with being gay. I've never had it. Never, ever, ever have I had it. I remember when I told my parents.
How old were you?
I think I was around 10 years old when I told my parents.
Wow.
You told them you were gay?
I told them I was gay, and
okay.
I remember the moment because we had a housekeeper, and our housekeeper, my mother had this very strict rule that our housekeeper couldn't do our laundry. She couldn't fold our laundry. We had to fold our own laundry, which I thought was ridiculous. But she was very upset. She came home, she was very upset. We didn't do it. So I remember I was up one night and I just took it in my bedroom and I folded it and I wrote her a letter. Towards the end, I just go, oh, and by the way, I think I'm an anti-man. But could you make that chicken thing for dinner that you did the other night? Literally is how the note went. And I wish I had saved that note because it has never, ever been an issue for me. It has never made me, I've never been afraid. I've never been, oh my God, what's gonna happen? I've never been that way.
You know, that's a story
That's awesome.
don't hear.
I think that's
I've never
terrific.
had
That's a great story.
Yeah,
but
it is.
now we go back to the whole thing about being prideful, right? So I'm prideful and so grateful that so many young kids don't have to go through all the bullshit, heartache, pain, ridicule that my peers had to go through. That now it's okay for you to say I'm gay or I'm trans or I'm whatever, and no one's gonna bat an eye.
Exactly.
That is an awesome society. And I think that's what Pride has done throughout these 44 years. It has gotten to the point where we no longer have children running away because they're gay. We have parents who are now accepting, even though it's not their preference for their child, but it's who their child is, and they're learning how to love that child as is.
For me, what I found,
Or, even people no longer have a preference. Parents, of course.
I agree with you.
We're leaning more towards a society where parents are like,
Whatever you're
So
gonna
what?
do. I have a cousin.
I have many friends who are like, I really hope my son is gay.
But we think that in New York.
This is true.
How much
Exactly.
of
This is true.
this is prevalent?
That's true.
I mean,
Based
that
on
that
You want to go to
mindset
America?
in the rest of the United States and
You're
outside of
absolutely
the
right.
United States. I mean,
But this is
aside
what I
from
think.
Canada and a lot of.
so what I've learned in talking to many different gay people is that my experience has always been different, and I think the core of it has been confidence. I think that because I was so accepting of myself and wasn't trying to hide, play a game. It was just, I'm gay, let's move on from it. I think what happened, it made other people seem like, oh, it's not, okay, well, he's just Anderson. And I think the reason now that we are so accepted, and it's so accepted in the world today, it's that a lot of people have spoken up and said, well, it's a small part of me. It's not anything great. I'm still Anderson. I'm still going to be the funny, loud kid that comes down the street. His pants are too tight.
But she looked good though.
Those pictures are fine.